Good afternoon everyone. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep. My name is Navin and today we are going to discuss how to schedule quant preparation when it comes to NMAT, CAT and IIFT this year. So first of all, this year NMAT is going to be called as NMAT 2023, right? CAT is also going to be called as 2023, while IIFT is going to be called as 2024. So IIFT and ZAT, what they do is they use the year in which the admission is supposed to happen, while NMAT and CAT, what they do is they use the year in which the exam happens. So the exam for NMAT and CAT is going to happen this year. IIFT also will most probably happen this year. Okay, but since the admission will happen in 24, who is going to write this year's IIFT? So it's called IIFT 2024. So if you want to search for any notification, that will be coming up later on. You need to search for IIFT 2024. If you search for IIFT 2023, it will show that when the results are announced and the admission process is over. Okay, so keep that in mind. So let's first of all discuss about how these papers, how these exams, they are different. So I will hide myself right now. Yeah, good afternoon, Mohan. So the dates, first of all. So NMAT is going to happen over a period of almost 2 months. So it starts in the month of October. It will continue up to December. Okay, you can write up to 3 attempts in a year for NMAT. For NMIMS Mumbai, only the first exam or the first attempt result is considered. For other colleges, the best out of the 3 scores is considered. So it doesn't matter what you scored in the first one. If your second is the best one, is the better among the first 2, so that is supposed to be considered. And also there has to be a gap of at least 15 days between 2 consecutive exams. So anyone who is going to target NMAT, please make sure, please make sure that you start writing the exam since October. Okay, don't think that I will be writing, if I'm a student, I'm an aspirant, I'll be thinking that no, I'll write the exam once the syllabus is over, and after CAT I will be writing it. I'll write in the month of December. So there will be 2 issues there. The first issue would be that the syllabus is not going to be over. So it's going to be the same condition you are going to stuck in if you're going to write in the month of October or December first. Secondly, in the month of December, suppose if you're going to write NMAT for the first time and you realize that the paper is so easy, you should attempt one more time. But then what will happen? These slots will be full and you will not be able to write the exam. So that's the issue. Okay. So the exam date for NMAT is October to December. CAT is going to be 26th of November. IIFT is going to be somewhere in the month of December. Generally, it's in the 3rd week, not necessarily Sunday. For example, IIFT 2023, the exam was on a Monday. Okay. So 3rd week Monday. So that's about the exam date. Next, the total number of questions and what is the duration of each of these 3 exams. So for NMAT, there are total of 108 questions and 120 minutes. For CAT, you have 66 questions and 120 minutes, and IIFT 110 questions and 120 minutes. So you will find that NMAT and IIFT, they have got almost the same number of questions and the duration. So the duration is actually the same for all the 3 exams. It's 2 hours, 120 minutes. But for CAT, it's a way less number of questions, 66 questions. Okay. What about the sectional time limit for these exams? Well, for NMAT and CAT, yes, you do have sectional time limits. For every section, you will be given certain time, certain minutes. But for IIFT, there is no sectional time limit. You can switch between the sections. Okay. What about the sectional cutoff? Do we have sectional cutoffs in NMAT, CAT and IIFT? Yes. You need to clear the sectional cutoffs as well as overall cutoff for all the 3 exams to be able to be considered for the college that you're applying for. Okay. Now let's talk about the sections. So in NMAT, you have got 3 sections: language skills, quantitative skills, and logical reasoning. For CAT, again, you have got 3 sections. One is verbal ability and reading comprehension, also known as VARC. Next one is logical reasoning and data interpretation, also known as LRDI, and quantitative aptitude, which is also known as QA. So mathematics part, quantitative aptitude, is it's quantitative skills in NMAT. Okay, and VARC, So language skills covers that. Logical reasoning is a complete different section in NMAT. Okay. The DI part comes here. So quantitative skills will consist of QA and DI. Okay. And within the logical reasoning section, you will have the normal LR that you study plus the VR, that is the English reasoning that you study. It will be a part of logical reasoning. Okay. And the language skills is majorly going to be grammar, vocabulary, and reading comprehension. Let's talk about IIFT now. So in IIFT, you have got 4 sections and not 3. So you have got quantitative analysis, you have got reading comprehension and verbal ability, you have got DILR, and then you have got general awareness. Okay, so this is as per IIFT 2023. Now, what happens is the DI part is sometimes separate, for example in CAT and IIFT, but in NMAT it's along with quantitative skills. Okay, these sections can be chosen in the case of NMAT, so these are not fixed. So you can choose out of these 3 sections which section would you like to attempt first, which section would you like to attempt second, and finally which section would you like to attempt. But for CAT, the 3 sections are predefined. First section will be VRC, the second will be LRDI, and the third will be QA. You can't change that. While in the case of IIFT, it doesn't really matter because you do not have sectional time limit. So the entire paper is like one section. So you can switch between them. Okay. What about the number of questions and the duration for each of these sections? So there are 36 questions in each of the 3 sections of NMAT. Okay. For English part, the language skills, you are given 28 minutes. So you can see that you have more questions and the number of minutes are less. Means on an average, you are supposed to solve every question in around 45 to 50 seconds, which is very, very fast is what you need to do. Well, it's possible in the case of NMAT, reason being, some of the questions are grammar based, some of the questions are parts of speech, some are vocabulary. So some questions will take hardly 10 to 15 seconds for you to solve, right? Reading comprehension will be an issue, but the level of reading comprehension is always going to be easy, or somewhere around the range of easy to moderate. When we talk about quantitative skills, there are 36 questions again, but the time is 52 minutes, which is almost like 1.5 times. So for every question, you have almost 1.5 minutes. Now, is it that the mathematics questions, the quantitative questions, they are difficult ones in NMAT? No, they are not difficult. They are again easy to moderate level. But the thing is, it consists of DI. So DI questions, they take time on an average. Since DI is clubbed, that's why the duration given in this section is more. If you talk about logical reasoning, for 36 questions, you have 40 minutes. So this is on an average 1 minute per question, which is good enough. Let's talk about CAT. In CAT VRC, you have got 24 questions and that you need to cover in 40 minutes. In LRDI, you have got 20 questions, 40 minutes, and quantitative aptitude, 22 questions, 40 minutes. So the sectional time limit for each of the 3 sections in CAT is same, 40 minutes each, right? The number of questions are almost the same, 24, 20, 22. So they don't differ by a lot. LRDI is generally moderate or above moderate in the case of CAT. That's why the time or the number of minutes per question is almost 2 minutes. Okay, so if you have a set with 5 questions, you can actually spend at least 10 minutes over there. Okay, let's talk about IIFT. In IIFT, in quantitative analysis, that is the mathematics part, there are 25 questions. The time limit is not there, right? So you need to decide how many minutes you need to spend. Normally, people spend around half an hour, 30 minutes they give to this. Reading comprehension and verbal ability, there are 35 questions. So people give around 35 to 40 minutes for reading comprehension and verbal ability. Okay, so around 30 minutes is considered a good time for quantitative analysis, and for RCVR, it's around 30 to 40 minutes. And for LRDI, it is another 40 minutes. You have got 30 questions. For general awareness, for 20 questions, people generally spend somewhere around 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, and whatever time is left over, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, they just use it to, glance through the questions, solve the questions that they did not attempt. ठीक है, तो ये आपका पैटर्न हो गया, सेक्शन, नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस एंड द टाइम लिमिट. ओके, याद रखना आईएफटी में टाइम लिमिट नहीं होता है सेक्शन का. नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द मार्किंग स्कीम. So in the case of NMAT, for every correct question you are awarded 3 marks. Okay, for every wrong you're not awarded anything, and for any unattempted also you're not awarded anything. Okay, for CAT, for every question that is correct you are awarded 3 marks, and if you make a mistake it's either 0 or -1. So 0 happens to be for those questions where there are no options. Okay, those are non-MCQs, also known as type in the answer, TITA. There will be a blank box. You will use the on-screen keyboard to type in the answer there. Okay, so for that, even if you make a mistake, nothing is deducted. But if there is a question with MCQs, if there are options, and if you make a mistake there, 1 mark will be deducted. Okay, and if you leave any question, no mark is deducted for that. If you talk about IIFT, so 3 marks are awarded for the first 3 sections whenever you make the answer correct. For GK, general awareness, you are awarded 1.5 marks for every correct answer. If you make a mistake in the case of first 3, 1 mark is deducted, while in the case of general awareness, -0.5 is deducted. Okay. If you leave any question, no mark is deducted. Now, if you talk about total marks, so NMAT total marks is going to be somewhere in the range of 36 to 360. So even if you leave every question, you will be given 36 marks. Okay. So the thing with NMAT is, this is how GMAT, okay, exam happens. So it is conducted by GMAC, the same body which conducts GMAT. So it's adaptive in nature. So the first question that you attempt, if you are able to solve it, then the next question is going to be a little difficult. Once you solve the second question correctly, then the third question will also be a little difficult. So the question level of difficulty will keep on increasing a bit by bit up to a certain limit. It's not like they will give you extremely difficult question, but it will keep on increasing bit by bit to a certain level every time you answer it correctly. And every time you answer it wrong, a particular question, the very next question is going to be of the same difficulty level as the previous one or a lower difficulty level. तो अगर पहला question attempt किया and if it's correct, the next question will be little more difficult. ये भी सही कर दिया तो ये और मुश्किल होगा. Suppose if you make a mistake, the next question level will decrease. If you make it correct, again the level of question will increase. So the level of questions are not decided. So every person who writes the exam NMAT, they get different set of questions. Okay, because they make mistakes at different places. Well, in the case of CAT, the total marks is 198, that is fixed. 66 questions overall, right? And 3 marks for every question. 66 into 3 will give us 198. So the questions for everyone in a particular slot are the same. The sequence of questions are random. So what would be my quant first question number will be, maybe it will be your 10th question for you, or maybe it will be 7th for somebody else. So the sequence of questions, they vary from person to person. If you talk about IIFT, the total marks is 300. Okay, so if you calculate the total marks as out of 110 questions, you have got 90 questions with 3 marks and 20 questions with 1.5 marks. So you will end up having total 300 marks. Now, what about the result date? So NMAT result, the official result. So there are 2 results. One is the result that you get right after the exam, and the next one is the scaled exam, scaled score. So NMAT happens in a window of 15 days. So when you write an exam, within 48 hours, you will get your score. But that's not your final score, please understand. Once the window is over, so everybody who wrote the exam in those 15 days, they may have received different questions, right? So their scores are scaled depending upon what level of difficulty the questions they've encountered, and then the proper results are sent to your email. Okay. When it comes to CAT, the result is announced in the month of December. Okay, it will be in the month of December 2023. So normally CAT and ZAT ना आपका न्यू ईयर खराब करता है, ठीक है? IFT result, it happens to be very late. It's going to be announced somewhere in the month of February, so almost 2 months later. Okay, so this is the entire thing about the exams. So please bookmark this particular video in case later on you want to come back and check, you know, how are the patterns of these 3 exams similar, or how are they different, whether you have sectional cutoffs or not, how many questions you are going to get, and so on and so forth. Yeah. Hi Sonali. Hi Mohan. Now, since we are going to look at quantitative skills or mathematics, so please remember that whatever I have said, the duration of the exam, the date of the exam, the number of questions, the number of sections, this is all tentative. This is all a guesswork depending upon looking at the past years of exams. Okay, it may change. For example, CAT may decide that they will give you a 3-hour paper this year, right? So unless and until notification is not out, please take all such analysis of the exams or the expectation from the exams with a grain of salt. Okay, तो ये इस एक तरह समझ सकते हो कि 99% chances है कि this is going to happen. 1% chance है it may change, and you will know what is going to change only when notification is out. Okay. Okay, let's talk about now quantitative analysis. Mathematics की बात करते हैं. So if you only concentrated on the mathematics part, in NMAT there are 36 questions. Okay, and the time duration is 52 minutes. So you are given approximately 1.5 minutes per question. ठीक है, एक क्वेश्चन किया 1.5 minutes लिया, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन किया 1.5 minutes लिया. Okay, if you talk about CAT, 22 questions, 40 minutes. So this is almost 2 minutes per question. Okay, and in IFT there are 25 questions, but the duration there is no limit. But like I said, it's better to spend around 30 minutes. So you are given a little more than 1 minute per question. Okay, what is the level of difficulty of the exam? If I talk about NMAT 2022, 2020, CAT 2022 and IFT 2023, आप ये मेन कॉलम देखो, जो एग्जाम्स हो गए मैं उसके बेसिस पे बता रहा हूँ. ठीक है, so level of difficulty of NMAT 2022 was easy to moderate. As in, if there are 36 questions, तो आप 18 आधे समझ लो easy थे. Easy means 15, 20, 30 seconds, 40 seconds में solve होने वाले. And some were moderate, which you may have taken, you know, 1 minute, 1.5 minutes. Some of the questions were 2 minutes. तो इस level का था. CAT 2022 quantitative was moderate. If I take overall, if I average it out for all the 3 slots, 3 slot होते हैं, CAT 3 slot में होता है exam. ठीक है, तो ये moderate level था. And if I talk about IFT, it was moderate to difficult. So IFT quant is on the higher side. वो difficult होता है. It is difficult because of many reasons. First reason being कि आपके options बहुत close होते हैं. ठीक है. Second reason being it's very calculative in nature. ठीक है. Third reason being mathematics from 11th and 12th standard also come. For example, trigonometry आता है. Typical trigonometry. Okay. There may be some questions that may require differentiation, so that you can solve it faster, maximum minima निकालने का. There are some questions from algebra that is going to be from a little advanced. Let's say Cauchy-Schwarz theorem लग गया उसमें. ठीक है. So because the syllabus of IFT is more, that's the thing. That's the reason why it's generally considered as moderate or above moderate in IFT almost every year. So students who are not well versed with mathematics of 11th and 12th, people who quit maths after 10th standard, they face a lot of difficulty in IFT. That's it where engineers, they have the upper hand in the case of IFT. Okay? Sectional cutoff, like we have already discussed, there are sectional cutoffs, so you have to take each of the 3 exams, mathematics, very, very seriously. Okay. The marking scheme we have already seen, 3 marks for NMAT and 0 for wrong answer and unattempted. So this tells us that you should never leave any question. You should never leave attempting. Okay. For example, you see that last 10 seconds is left on the timer on the screen, and then you realize there are 3 more questions that you have to go through. 10 seconds में नहीं कर सकते आप. So with next 10 seconds, don't even read the question, just mark one of the options. Worst case, what will happen? You'll get 0. Anyways, you were about to leave it, so you will get 0 anyways. But अगर तुक्के से भी अगर सही हो गया ना, तो 3 marks आ जाते हैं. So never leave any question. कुछ ना कुछ तुक्का मार के आओ. In NMAT, what happens is when you're solving a question and if you don't know the answer, so people generally leave it, right? आपको छोड़ना नहीं है, आपको नहीं सॉल्व हो रहा ना, कुछ तुक्का मारो, कुछ समझो, कुछ भी करो आप और आगे बढ़ जाओ. So don't move to the next question unless and until you have marked something. If you have got the answer, mark the answer. If you have not got the answer, still कुछ भी mark करो. अब ये मत पूछना कि which option is more preferable ABCD में से, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता. Nothing is sure. Nothing can be guaranteed. Let's talk about CAT. In CAT, you have got the ratio of positive and negative marking is +3 and -1, which is 3:1 के ratio में. So 33% chances है कि आपका वो सही होगा और it also depends on the number of options though. So I'm saying every time you make a mistake, you are given a -1 mark, and every time you make it correct, you're given a 3 marks. So अगर आपने सही करा तो 3 नंबर और गलत कर दिया तो -1. So every time you make a mistake wherein you were not supposed to, you don't lose 3 marks, you lose 4 marks. ठीक है? So इस चीज का ध्यान देना. So people sometimes they don't clear the sectional cutoff just because of one question. वो एक क्वेश्चन छोड़ा नहीं या सॉल्व नहीं हुआ, नहीं सॉल्व करा था, गलत ऑप्शन मार्क कर दिया. So in CAT you have to be very, very careful while marking the options. Same is the case with IIFT. Okay, so anyways, this is about GK. So +3 and -1, very similar to CAT, so you have to be very, very careful. Okay. The total score of the section is 120 marks for NMAT, 66 marks for CAT, and IIFT का 75 marks होता है. ठीक है. 25 questions into 3, 22 questions into 3, 66, and 36 questions का. The weightage, like I said, it's adaptive in nature, the NMAT exam. तो वो 120 marks होता है total. ठीक है. वो कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं, क्योंकि 36 into 3 is only 108. So when the score, scale it. Score is scaled. Okay, what is the good score? Good score matlab if you want to be among the top, let's say 1,000 students of all the people who are appearing for the exam. So for NMAT, 85 to 90 marks, if you score somewhere on this, you have a very, very good chance of clearing the cutoff of quantitative skills. आपका टारगेट ये होना चाहिए 120 में. If I talk about CAT, 36 to 38 marks is a very, very good score out of 66 marks to be able to get among the top, 99% or top 1% of the people, as in 99 percentile and above. आराम से आएगा. In IIFT, out of 75 marks, मात्र only 22 marks is required to clear the sectional cutoff. Weird, isn't it? If I look at NMAT, if I take 90 out of 120 is like out of every 4 marks, you should get 3. So that out of 120, you will get 90. ठीक है? 75% of the total marks चाहिए आपको. If I talk about CAT, out of 66, you require 36. So this is almost like 55% of the total marks is required. ठीक है? 54.54 आएगा. If I talk about IIFT, you don't even need 25 out of 75 marks to clear the sectional cutoff. है ना? क्योंकि आपका 22 है, right? 25 out of 75 is like 33%. This is even less than 33%, right? This is 30% marks चाहिए आपको मात्र. So this is almost like 75% marks चाहिए overall. In this you require around 55% marks, and here you require around 30% marks. There is a reason why only 30% marks is required, because you look at the level of difficulty of the paper. 55% इज रिक्वायर्ड क्योंकि लेवल ऑफ डिफिकल्टी थोड़ा सा डिप हो गया, और जब पेपर आसान हो जाता है तो बहुत नंबर चाहिए होता है. So a lot of students who appear who attempt for other easier exams, for example SNAP, MHCET, CMAT, MAT, they think that the paper is easy for me. I understand a lot of questions, so I should write it. Actually, the competition is fierce over there. CAT, ZAT वगैरह से बहुत ज़्यादा competition है MHCET में. The number of people who write the exam is way more, and आप CAT का नहीं अगर solve कर पाते, if you're not fluent in CAT, if you're fluent in let's say MAT, so think about those people who are fluent in CAT and they're writing MAT. So where do you stand before them, right? So the tougher the exam, it's easier to get through. Only what you have to do is you have to stand out from the crowd and you have to solve a lot of difficult questions, practice on them, and you will get through, sail through it. Now let's talk about the how should you schedule your quant preparation. Okay, starting from today. ठीक है, ये first week, let's say first week is over. So अभी से शुरू करोगे तो कैसे करना चाहिए? So right now we are at the month of May. Okay, so remember the quantitative ability में जो आप standard लेके चलोगे, that standard is going to be CAT का standard, not NMAT का, not IIFT का. Okay, so it's like NMAT का syllabus is this much, CAT का syllabus is this much, okay, and IIFT ka syllabus is this much. So anyone who is going to appear for all the three exams, if you study so much, it's not going to be helpful in the two exams. NMAT के लिए भी बहुत ज़्यादा पढ़ाई extra हो जाएगा, and for CAT also, right? If you study for only NMAT, then you are going to complete only smaller part of the syllabus of the others. For IIFT and CAT, you have to study a lot and a lot more. If you happen to study for CAT, so what happens is, आपका NMAT का syllabus, along with it, it's covered. For IIFT, you have to study a bit more. For example, like I said before, trigonometry or maybe differentiation, okay, more difficult questions on logarithm, algebra के थोड़े difficult questions, 3D mensuration and so on. So आपको ये थोड़ा ज़्यादा आसानी पड़ता है. So people who prepare for NMAT and they decide to write other exams, they face a lot of difficulty. People who target IIFT and prepare for IIFT and then try to write other exams, their syllabus never gets over. Anyways, वो तो कभी नहीं होना. But to the extent where they will be able to solve almost all the questions, that never gets over. कि वो सारा देख के बोल भी सके कि हाँ ये हो सकता है, मेरे से हो भी सकता है. That's a different thing in the exam scenario, whether it's possible or not. So the QA part is going to be same as standard as the CAT. ये आप लेके चलोगे. So the whatever you have to study, target CAT, and along with it you will be able to write the other exams very easily. Okay. Now in QA there are 5 topics. Okay, these are called topics of quant. The first one is arithmetic. Now arithmetic is vast. ठीक है, काफी ज़्यादा है. Because arithmetic consists of a lot of subtopics. For example, it consists of percentage, successive percentage change, profit, loss and discount, adulteration, faulty weights and balances, simple interest, compound interest. ये सब आपका आया percentage. Then comes in ratio. Within ratio, I've got ratio basics, then you have got averages, then you have got alligation, right? Then comes in proportion. Within proportion and ratio together, you have got time and work, you have got time, speed and distance. Within time, speed and distance, you have got upstream, downstream, escalators, linear races, circular races, to and fro motion. बहुत ज़्यादा है इसमें, ठीक है? Then after arithmetic, you have got numbers. After numbers, you have got algebra, the third topic. After algebra, you have got geometry. And after geometry, you have got higher maths. No, higher maths will include integration, differentiation as well. Let's call it modern maths. Okay. Now, out of these three topics, the most important one is the arithmetic. The second most important one is algebra. And the other three topics are among the five the least important ones. Okay. So if you do only arithmetic, केवल अरिथमेटिक सॉल्व करके आया कैट एग्जाम में आपने या फिर एनमैट में या फिर आईएफटी में, सो यू विल बी एबल टू गेट वेरी क्लोज टू द कट ऑफ. ठीक है, केवल एक टॉपिक करने से, बाकी चार छोड़ दो. बट स्टिल यू वोंट बी एबल टू क्लियर द कट ऑफ. यू विल गेट वेरी क्लोज टू क्लियरिंग द कट ऑफ. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इन कैट इफ यू सॉल्व ओनली अरिथमेटिक क्वेश्चंस, you will get somewhere around 85 percentile अकेले एक ही टॉपिक है, but you have to solve all the questions correctly, all arithmetic ones, right? Now if you do algebra and arithmetic both, people score 97, 98, 99 percentile just from these two topics. Okay, but when you're solving only two topics, if you're going to be very specific about it, you have to make sure you should be able to solve all the questions of these two topics, which is like very difficult. So अब वो compensate कैसे होगा? You will have to go through the other topics, right? You should be good with geometry, you should be good with numbers, and the modern maths part is it consists of permutation and combination and probability. There are a lot of students that don't really like it, they don't understand, they hate it. There are many reasons why they do not attempt questions on modern maths, but the questions on modern maths, they are generally easy. Generally means 9 out of 10 times it's easy. Okay, so people assume PNC question है तो difficult होगा. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. So if you pay more attention on arithmetic and algebra, you will sail through very easily in each of the three exams and the other exams as well. सबसे ज़्यादा weightage होता है arithmetic का. So we are going to make a schedule, ठीक है, until the exams, इसी को देखते हुए. Now remember that our target to certain extent is the month of October, because this is from where your NMAT will exam. So it's not going to be exactly starting of October, it's going to be somewhere around mid of October, first week of October. इधर से शुरू होने वाला है. NMAT will start from here, right? If you talk about CAT is going to be third Sunday of December, third Sunday of November. So this is where CAT is. Okay, and IIFT is going to be third week of December. Sorry, IIFT is going to be third week of December. So वो उधर जा रहा है. So you can see where your exams lie, isn't it? So if you really want to complete your syllabus by September, अभी से शुरू करो और यहाँ तक syllabus complete करना है. It's very necessary for you guys to follow this schedule. Okay, तो मैं schedule लिख लेता हूँ. So May to June mid, you should solve arithmetic and arithmetic only. While you are preparing, you know, if you are taking coaching from some institute, or if you are preparing yourself, so you can continue with whatever topic you are doing. But in quant, you should practice arithmetic a lot. The number of hours is not a concern. Nobody can decide that. It's about the number of questions you need to practice. So let's say you solve 30 to 40 questions every day of arithmetic. Which subtopic of arithmetic TSD करने का है या profit loss discount करने का है, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. ठीक है? So June mid तक you should continue up to arithmetic. Then if you are taking classes somewhere, so depending upon what is the sequence your coaching institute follow, or if you are studying yourself, how did you plan your schedule? So after arithmetic, it's better that if you finish your algebra by August. See, this is exactly what is going to happen. You will take around 5 to 6 weeks to cover each of these two topics. Reason being, arithmetic has got tons of subtopics. Algebra, it is vast. It's vast in terms of concepts. Numbers is vast in terms of types of questions. Okay. Then next 3 weeks, you can choose numbers or geometry, depending upon which one you are more comfortable with. And then again in the next, ज्योमेट्री के लिए 3 वीक्स तो नहीं चाहिए. So 3 weeks for numbers and then another 2 weeks for geometry and then another around a week for modern maths. If you do this before the end of October, you will be able to cover the syllabus. You will be able to you will be solving around 500 700 questions from each of the topics, couple of hundred of questions from each of the subtopics, which is going to be very very beneficial. Okay, and then somewhere around the October wale duration mein yahan se you can start the revision. Now you are going to revise and do everything कैसे? CAT का standard लेते हुए. Now what will happen is around 2 weeks before your NMAT exam, you will be done with tons of questions and everything. उसके बाद फिर आपका you can very easily, as in without any tension, without any trouble, you can write your NMAT exam starting with October, right? See, if you're going to be slow right now, if your completion, if it goes on till December, तो आप सोचोगे कि उधर में अब मैं NMAT लिखूं दिसंबर के मंथ में, last week में एक ही बार लिखने का मन है मेरे को, just giving an excuse, right? People who do that, कि I'm going to write only NMAT once and they're not well prepared for CAT as well, they're just giving an excuse, they are scared of the exam, okay? So if you're thinking that way, you are scared, so please let go of that fear. So what will happen is NMAT तो लिख ही दोगे, and for CAT also you would have already written one national level exam. NMAT लिख चुके होगे ना? So for CAT it helps a lot. Don't let CAT to be your first exam, okay, of this season. CAT से पहले के exam देना है, and the only exam that comes before CAT is your NMAT. So there is no other way. Now once you write the exam in the month of October, first attempt of NMAT, the second attempt of NMAT you can write. I mean, if 2 attempt तो कम से कम देना चाहिए, ठीक है, NMAT का. तो second attempt you should write again before CAT. So 2 attempts before CAT will help you be very fluent when CAT comes around the corner. Okay. Now, what level of difficulty? किस LOD वाले questions को करने हैं आपको? So you will be solving, okay, while ये जो आप कर रहे हो, जितना भी आप question solve कर रहे हो, you will be solving only easy to moderate level questions. Difficult नहीं करोगे, एक भी नहीं करोगे attempt पूरा. So whichever book you are following, or wherever you are studying from, there will be questions from 3 difficulty level known as LOD. Level of difficulty easy, then you have got moderate, then you have got difficult, also sometimes called as LOD 1, 2 and 3. So 1 and 2 या फिर easy and moderate, which they are called, वो केवल attempt करना. You are not going to solve difficult ones. एक भी question नहीं करना है. Don't even think about it. Your peers, your friends will be sending you questions, asking you how to solve it. If it's a difficult one, completely ignore. Why? Please look at the level of difficulty, CAT or NMAT, जो आपको देना है पहले. You don't get difficult questions overall paper. Okay, there will be couple of difficult questions. There will be 4 questions which are going to be difficult. तो वो आप ऐसे भी नहीं करने हैं. NMAT में आएगा, you have to mark some option and move ahead. And in CAT you have to leave those questions, right? Out of 22 questions, you have to do around 12 of them or 13 of them. 36 marks तभी आ जाएगा ना? 12 into 3, 36. 12 questions करो 22 में से. 10 questions you have to leave, right? Among those 10 questions are going to be difficult ones. So you have to be very, very well versed. You have to be very fluent in easy to moderate level questions. Okay? Then the revision starts. So when revision starts, तो आप यहां से CAT तक, ठीक है, आप easy moderate already कर चुके हो. अब आप once NMAT का first slot you have, first attempt you have given, then you will start solving moderate to difficult level. Pick up the same books जिनका आपने exercise में LOD 3 या difficult level छोड़ दिया था. Start solving them. It will be like new questions that you will be looking at. So you will find some fresh thing to solve, and then you can see कि क्या करना है. अभी से difficult मत करना. Don't waste your brain cells over difficult questions. Those questions either don't come, or when they come, you have to leave them. ठीक है? ये आप CAT तक करोगे. और उसके बाद कैट एग्जाम से IIFT तक you will be covering the syllabus part which is not included in CAT so far. ठीक है? For example, like I said, trigonometry. So trigonometry आप करोगे. And trigonometry is vast. Okay? You will be doing LOD 3 के log के questions या फिर let's say maxima minima के questions. ठीक है? So you will continue solving these. You will get to know. Okay? We will be taking a lot of sessions. We will be telling you कि which syllabus part is beyond CAT and is included in IIFT, so that you can take that particular month. Almost there is going to be a month time for you to go through that. अभी trigonometry मत करना शुरू करना. Trigonometry doesn't come in CAT or NMAT. Trigonometry doesn't come in any of the exams before IIFT. Trigonometry doesn't come in ZAT also. If it comes in ZAT, there is always an alternate way. CAT में भी आता alternate है, लेकिन IIFT का trigonometry का कोई alternate नहीं होता है. ठीक है? So this is a typical schedule which everybody should follow, whether you are a college student, whether you are a working professional, or whether you are not following. I mean, you're not doing anything. If you're not doing anything, actually you can complete your syllabus way before. The most difficult, people who are going to find it most difficult are going to be people who are working. They hardly get couple of hours, 4 hours every day to study. ठीक है, उसमें भी end year में if you are into finance, the financial sector, you will be given a lot of projects. If your clients are from the West, then September onwards you will be completely covered up with work. ठीक है, ऑफिस में, तो आपके लिए और मुश्किल हो जाता है. People who are in college, they find it very difficult because somewhere around the month of November, December में they have got their semester exams as well. So semester की पढ़ाई करें, CAT की, सर IIFT की, यही दिक्कत है. Guys, you want to be a manager, manage it. रोने से कुछ नहीं मिलने वाला, ना तो नंबर मिलने हैं और ना ही आपको परसेंटाइल आना है. So instead of taking tension over something, start studying. Okay, so this is about the syllabus completion. Which college takes students by NMAT exam? Sonali, there are many colleges. So when you will be writing the NMAT exam, in that you will be given a list of colleges. There are many colleges. Okay, if you want to know the list of the colleges, you can go for NMAT 2023 का अभी का चले जाओ उनकी ऑफिशियल साइट पे, सर्च करो NMAT 2023, आपको दिख जाएगा, एंड डायरेक्टली गो एंड सर्च ओवर द NMAT 2023, क्लिक ऑन द लिंक जो ऑफिशियल होगा, और फिर वहां पर आप जाके कॉलेज का लिस्ट देख सकते हो अभी. ठीक है, एंड इंडिविजुअली विच एवर कॉलेज यू वांट टू लर्न अबाउट कि वेयर इज इट लोकेटेड, व्हाट इज द फीस, प्लेसमेंट क्या है, उस कॉलेज की इंडिविजुअल वेबसाइट पे भी जा सकते हो. ओके, I think I answered for Vikas Prajapati as well. I've completed arithmetic and algebra, still able to solve only 60% during exam from these topics. So Sumant, are you talking about mocks? Yes. So आएंगे उस पे, अभी आएंगे. Good book, Sumant. There is no such any good book and there is no such any bad book. Whichever book you will pick, there will be covering everything. There will be errors, typos in the questions, in the solutions, in the options. ये सारे ही किताबों में मिलेगा. So whichever your faculty suggests, or whichever your senior suggests, if you're studying on your own. ठीक है, so this is about completion of the syllabus. Now comes in what about the mocks? So when should we start writing the mocks, और कब तक लिखना है? Well, you are supposed to start writing the mocks अभी से, and it should continue until your IIFT exam. ठीक है? And how are these mocks? These should be planned out. So पहले तो मैं बता देता हूँ. Starting from today, or if you guys have already started writing mocks, that's very good thing. Continue writing mocks of CAT until the day of the exam. Not day of the exam, sorry. 1 or 2 days before the exam. So CAT exam से थोड़े पहले तक आप CAT का mock continuously दोगे. Okay. If I talk about NMAT, so October, somewhere around first week or second week से शुरू होगा. So you are going to write NMAT के mocks almost 3 weeks to 1 month's time. That's it. अभी से NMAT का mock देके कुछ नहीं होने वाला. ठीक है? And if I talk about IIFT, so IIFT mocks should start somewhere from NMAT का जब पहला एग्जाम दे दोगे उसके बाद से आप शुरू कर लो IIFT का मॉक्स देना शुरू। Do not start writing IIFT mocks after CAT. पहले से थोड़ा शुरू करो। Why? Because right after CAT पहले तो 2-4 दिन तो आपका बर्बाद होने वाला है। किस चीज में? CAT का एग्जाम सोच सोच के। Even though your exam went well, still you are going to be boasting about it. You are going to be filled with pride, or if you have screwed it up, टेंशन में रहोगे। किसी भी केस में कैट एग्जाम के उसी शाम से अगले दिन से लोग पढ़ाई शुरू नहीं कर पाते हैं। दे टेक कपल ऑफ डेज टू गेट आउट ऑफ इट बिकॉज यू हैव स्टडीड फॉर सो लॉन्ग फॉर समथिंग, राइट, गिवन सो मच टाइम एंड स्वेट टू इट। सो कैट के बाद IIFT इफ यू स्टार्ट, यू विल हैव वेरी लेस टाइम टू बिल्ड अ स्ट्रैटेजी ऑफ द मॉक एंड सी कि क्या क्या टॉपिक्स एक्स्ट्रा है ना। तो ये टाइमलाइन होना चाहिए। So, CAT के mock शुरू। Now, question comes in, how to attempt the mock? So, Sumant, I will answer your query now. So, Sumant, what happens is, you write a mock and then you do the analysis. And after doing the analysis, you go and study or revise the topics, which as per the analysis, you were not able to solve, you've made a mistake, you did not even understand the language of the problem. And after doing the analysis, what you do is you go back and write the next mock. ये cycle चलते रहना चाहिए. You don't study and write mock. You write mock, you do the analysis, and then you study. So for that, what I generally suggest my students once they start writing mocks, so let's say Sumant, मैं आपके लिए बता रहा हूँ, make a proper take a register, okay, उसमें आप columns बनाओ. For example, if I talk about QA, तो QA का आप columns बना रहे हो ऐसे कि this is the topic, okay, number of questions and correct, wrong, unattempted. If this is already not provided by the institute or by the company from where you have purchased the mock, if this particular thing is already not provided, ठीक है, अगर provided भी है ना, तो if having a register in the offline mode is always better because you can quickly look into it. You don't have to always go to that particular page. So suppose if I am talking about topic में TSD एक topic है, ठीक है, it's not actually topic, it's subtopic. TSD की बात करते हैं. So in TSD, suppose in out of there were 3 questions so far, whichever any number of mocks you have attempted. अभी reality की बात करें, 3 questions so far have come. Out of these 3 questions, you have there is 1 correct and there is 0 wrong, and then there are 2 unattempted. ये आपका अभी है. If you look into TSD के questions कितने आए हैं फिलहाल mocks में? 3 आए. एक attempt करा था, सही था. There is no wrong, and you did not attempt 2 of them. So once you look at a subtopic like this, you need to think, common sense लगाना है. Okay, there is no such rule. कि if you attempted 1 TSD question and if that was correct, what was the reason? Why did you leave out those 2? जब आप 100% accuracy चल रहा है आपका, कि जो करते हो सही करते हो, गलत तो एक भी नहीं हुआ, तो आप कर क्यों नहीं रहे सारे? So once you look at those 2 questions, one of the 2 things will happen. The first thing will happen is you read the question, you did not understand a thing. The second thing that may have happened why you left it was because you read, you tried solving it, but you did not get the answer. You did not reach the answer and time was running out, so you left it. तो मतलब एक तो है कि आपको पढ़ के समझ नहीं आया, दूसरा है कि आपको आपने पढ़ा, समझा, but solve नहीं हुआ. So अगर if you're reading and if you're not able to understand, the problem is the comprehension part. So you need to solve more of word problems. ठीक है? Word problems ढूंढ के solve करना है. I'm taking example जैसे TSD का लिया. Now, if the problem is you understood it, okay, the comprehension was not an issue, but while solving you got stuck, or it was taking a lot of time, or you may have solved it wrong and the options did not match and you skipped the question. The problem is not comprehension, problem is solving. So you need to go back to whatever concepts you have gone through, whatever questions you have solved. There must be a trick book that you should make, shortcut wala. A particular type of question in TSD has got a certain shortcut, and those shortcuts are sometimes always applicable, sometimes they are limited. So वो shortcuts याद रखने की कोशिश करो. Before every mock, pick your shortcut notebook wherever you have written down the shortcuts while solving the questions of easy to moderate level and the concepts. उनको go through once, mock से 1 hour पहले, so that you kind of remember. It's easier to recall. एक हफ्ते पहले का कोई एक शॉर्टकट दिमाग से निकल सकता है, 1 hour के पहले का चांसेस कम है. The other scenario would be, suppose if I talk about time and work. Time and work में there were, let's say, total 4 questions. Out of 4 questions, suppose there was 1 correct and there were 3 wrong and 0 unattempted. So now the problem is not that you can't read. The problem is you can't solve. Second वाला issue है अभी, ठीक है? So one problem is comprehension, not able to understand the question. Second problem is understand the question, not able to solve. So second वाला problem चल रहा है आपका इधर. So you need to go back. ये जो वापस जाते हैं ना, ये एनालिसिस के बाद पढ़ाई पे, ये होता है कि you will go back and solve time and work के questions. Now, third scenario would be, for example, if I talk about logarithm, algebra का part है. Suppose there were 2 questions, 0 correct, 0 wrong, 2 unattempted. तो this is a topic जो आता ही आता है, ठीक है? Actually, log questions will be there in every exam. पर हम कर नहीं रहे एक भी. Why are we not doing? Because we are not confident. Why we are not confident? Because we have not covered this topic. तो जाके कर लो ना cover. Take 2 or 3 days. 2 से 3 दिन केवल log करके basic से mastery कर लो. Okay? And then solve tons of questions so that in the next mock कुछ भी हो जाए log नहीं छोड़ेंगे हम. Understood? Now, ये जो process है, writing the mock, doing the analysis, studying and revising, going back writing the mock, how many mocks are required so that you actually build a strategy? And for example, Sumant, you are only able to solve around 3 out of every 5 questions of arithmetic. You have covered it all, arithmetic and algebra. पर 5 में से केवल 3 हो रहे हैं, जो कि बहुत अच्छी बात है. मुझे पता नहीं क्यों आप कंप्लेन कर रहे हो. 5 out of 3 questions if you solve, you will get a very good percentile अभी से. Once you cover other topics, तब तो 99.9 something आने वाला, 99.912 ऐसे आने वाला overall. Quant की बात करो, right? It takes generally 12 to 15 mocks to have a stagnant score or a stagnant percentile. For the first 7 or 8 mocks, 7 or 8 mocks का मतलब है, I would say for the first around 3 months, आपका ना स्कोर फ्लक्चुएट करता रहेगा. और जब जब ऊपर जाएगा, you will feel confident, and whenever it will dip, you will be like, oh, I made a lot of silly mistakes. Oh, the paper was way too difficult. Oh, I missed easy questions. कुछ तो reason होंगे. Second time when it further dips, तब tension शुरू हो जाता है. Tension मत लो. Your everyday is not the same. Okay? If you run every day, you're not going to run at the same speed. You will not take the same time. You will not cover the same distance. हर दिन variable है. Your mock scores are also going to be variable. They are not going to be same. Okay? So it will fluctuate. But after July, your overall score will remain almost the same. Once your score remains almost the same, उसके बाद आपको score improve करना है. For that, you will have, since you have, by that time you may have covered all the syllabus, now you have to be very selective about the questions. Once that strategy is discussed with your faculty, okay, please discuss those strategy with your faculty. वो strategy अगर काम कर गया ना, फिर आपका score overshoot कर जाता है. Before the exam, your score touches 110, 115, 120. So initially, you may be at a score of 40 marks, 45 marks. I'm talking about the entire mock, okay? Not just quant. Okay, I should hide myself. So initially you may be at 40 or 45 marks. Some people will also get negative marks in LRDI section में, किसी mock में. ये होगा, don't worry. ठीक है? Negative mark is not bad. It's actually good that you have a lot of area to improve. It will go somewhere in the middle at a score of around 100, 90, 100. ऐसा पहुंचेगा. टाइम लगेगा guys. 3 months लगेंगे. 3 months मतलब not duration. It depends on how many mocks you're writing. 12 to 15 mocks लगेगा उधर जाने में. And then it will come down and it will become stagnant at around 80 to 85. So this is the peak where you will reach. This is the low you are going to be. General student, normally itna hona hai. But once you are stagnant at 80 to 85, to cross 100, or every time writing a mock and crossing 100, you need a strategy. And that strategy can be only given by a person who is looking at your mock scores, who is looking at which topics you are solving, how many questions you are answering correct, how many you are leaving out. वो बिना देखे ऐसे कोई स्ट्रैटेजी किसी का बिल्ड नहीं होता कि मैंने आपको बोल दिया कि ये स्ट्रैटेजी कर लो, सबके लिए चलेगा. नहीं चलेगा. इट विल वेरी फ्रॉम पर्सन टू पर्सन. Got it, Sumant? I hope you understood that. Okay, yeah, let's talk about accuracy a bit as well, since Sonali has talked about accuracy. Okay, I'll hide myself. We don't have enough space here. So how much accuracy are you going to have QA में? अभी QA कर रहे हैं ना आज, बाद में LRDA करेंगे एक दिन, फिर एक दिन VARC करेंगे. ठीक है? If I talk about QA, what accuracy you are expected? So the initial few months, your accuracy is going to dwindle between 40% to 60%. ठीक है? मैं accuracy की बात कर रहा हूँ. 40 to 60 का मतलब है कि 5 क्वेश्चन करोगे तो 2 से 3 सही होंगे बस. ठीक है? Which is good, which is very good. But the thing is, as you start writing more mocks, your accuracy dwindles. It becomes low. It sometimes increases. पर आप सारे questions तो कर नहीं रहे ना. So if you're solving only 10 questions, only 4 are getting correct. Only 6 are getting correct. Only 5 are getting correct. है ना? So the first around 10 mocks आपका ये accuracy चल रहा होगा. Then for the next sudden 5 to 8 mocks, once you have covered a lot of topics, arithmetic, algebra, or maybe आपने geometry भी कर लिया होगा, your accuracy will rise from 60% to 75% के बीच में कहीं. 60% to 75% के बीच का मतलब हो गया 60% is 3 out of 5 and 75% is 3 out of 4. But again, ये मत समझना आप कि आप सारे क्वेश्चंस कर रहे हो. You're not solving 22 questions. ये तो अभी भी नहीं हो रहा है. Suppose if you're solving 12 questions, 9 are correct, and 9 correct में 27 marks आएगा, you will get a 96-97 percentile, which will be a very good thing. But 12 attempt भी करने के भी होना चाहिए ना हमारे पास कैपेसिटी. उतनी पढ़ाई करनी पड़ेगी हमें, उतने टॉपिक्स कवर करने पड़ेंगे. And in the last 5 to 8 mocks, you will reach around an accuracy of 80%, which is 4 out of 5. अगर आप में से कोई सोच रहा है कि आपकी एक्यूरेसी 100% या 90% हो जाएगा, नहीं होगा. इट्स इम्पॉसिबल. हाँ, इफ यू आर सॉल्विंग ओनली 3 क्वेश्चंस और 3 क्वेश्चंस के तीनों सही हो जाएंगे, परफेक्ट. हाँ, यू कैन गेट 100% एक्यूरेसी. बट if you are trying to attempt, let's say 18 questions, and if you expect 100% accuracy, not going to happen. If you are expecting, हाँ, mocks में तो नहीं होने वाला. If you are doing a topic test or maybe a sectional test, तब possible है, because you are not sitting for 2 hours continuous, sitting for only 20 minutes or maybe 40 minutes, right? तो वो जो आदमी lethargic हो जाता है just because they have been sitting for continuously for 2 hours, and especially after doing VRC and LRDI, वो वाला अगर आपके पास बर्नआउट नहीं है तो आपका 100% एक्यूरेसी बिल्कुल हो सकता है. पर 18 क्वेश्चंस में इफ यू आर एक्सपेक्टिंग कि 18 में से मेरे 16 सही हो जाएंगे, 15 सही हो जाएंगे, नहीं होंगे. 10 to 11 सही होंगे बस. हो ही नहीं सकता 18 सही हो. हाँ, आउट ऑफ 18, 15 आर गोइंग टू बी करेक्ट समवेयर इन द मंथ ऑफ अक्टूबर, सितंबर मिड, अक्टूबर स्टार्टिंग, उधर जाके होने वाला है गाइस. प्लीज, आप लोग ना अपने आप पे ना बर्डन मत डालना, मैं पहले ही बता रहा हूं कब होने वाला है. डू नॉट एक्सपेक्ट दीज थिंग्स टू हैपन इन द मंथ ऑफ जुलाई कि 2 महीने के बाद आई विल बी अटेम्प्टिंग ऑल द क्वेश्चंस एंड ऑल आर गोइंग टू बी करेक्ट. नॉट गोइंग टू हैपन. So do not over expect something from yourself, which I'm telling you, you won't be able to deliver. Okay? And you won't be able to deliver. I'm not demoralizing you. I'm telling you this is something you will struggle with. Especially people who are writing the exams for the first time. People who are writing the exam for the second or third time, they exactly know what I'm talking about. They have gone through all this trouble. This year they are building the strategy. This year they are covering more topics so that they can cover more questions. Okay? Now, अब आते हैं important part पे. The 3 exams, the NMAT, CAT and IIFT, ये जो बात हो रही है level of difficulty की, क्या level of difficulty होता है? So I have brought you guys questions from the last year exams. ठीक है, NMAT, CAT and IIFT के same topic के. Look at the level of difficulty. Look at the way the questions are framed. Look at the options, the way they are. ठीक है, तो चलो जल्दी से देखते हैं. The first question, NMAT का. The compound interest accrued on an amount of rupees 18,000 at the end of 3 years is 5958. What would be the simple interest accrued on the same amount of the same rate of interest in the same period? So, since this is an NMAT question, I know the formula, I won't be writing it down. 5958. ठीक है? If this is the compound interest on 18,000, so which out of these numbers gives you a simple ratio? 18 is to 51 simplify होके कितना देगा? This is 6 is to 17. Okay. 18,000 is to 54. This is 1 is to 3. 18 is to 57. This is going to be 3 से होने वाला है. So this is 6 is to 19. 18 is to 48. This is in the ratio 3 is to दोनों 6 से divisible है, right? तो this is 3 is to 8. इन चारों में से सबसे सिंपल कौन सा रेशियो है? 1 is to 3. ये आंसर है. This is NMAT. I can do this and this is the correct answer and this has to be the correct answer. क्योंकि NMAT के क्वेश्चंस का लेवल ऑफ डिफिकल्टी इजी मॉडरेट होता है. If I want to solve the same question on CAT now, Alex invested his savings in 2 parts. The simple interest on the first part per annum for 15% per annum for 4 years. So the simple interest is going to be 15 into 4, 60%. Simple interest earned on the second part, 12% for 3 years. So second part per simple interest, 12 into 3, 36%. So these are the simple interests. These are the simple interests. The percentage of his savings invested in the first part is, right? So the ratio of these two is they both are divisible by 12. So this is 12 into 5 and this is 12 into 3, right? So if they are going to be equal, right, it says it's same. अगर चीजें सेम हैं, so the things will become inversely proportional. So the first part saving is 3 rupees and second part saving is 5 rupees. So the savings invested in the first part is 3 out of 8, which is 37.5%. Second, this was CAT that required a logic of inverse proportion here. Okay. I have not written down the equation. Everything is going through my mind. So I'm saying how I am going to solve same topic questions in the 3 exams. मेरे दिमाग में क्या चल रहा होगा? आप में कुछ नहीं चल रहा था इधर. कोई इक्वेशन, कोई नंबर, कोई कैलकुलेशन नहीं. Just looking at the options and the value and उससे आंसर कर रहे हैं. ठीक है? And NMAT में none of these बहुत rarely आंसर होता है. There are 5 options in NMAT anyways. CAT and IIFT में you got 4 options. CAT में you required a concept. IIFT में कॉन्सेप्ट भूल जाओ, कैलकुलेशन ही बहुत गंदा होने वाला है. लुक एट द ऑप्शंस, राइट? It's not going to be easy. I'm not saying it's not doable. It's doable. It's going to be very same as CAT, but CAT and NMAT दोनों का level बढ़ा के देखते हैं. A man invests a certain principal amount of money at 6.5% per annum simple interest and another principal amount of money at 7.5% per annum simple interest. तो एक amount है A at 6.5%, दूसरा amount है B at 7.5%. Without reinvestment, his income from the interests after 3 years. So into 3 and into 3, this turns out to be 400. Why am I writing the equation? मेरे पास कोई चारा ही नहीं है guys. ऑप्शंस देखो, कोई एक नंबर दिख रहा है अच्छा वाला 1050 दिख रहा है, पर ऐसे तुक्का नहीं मार सकते. देयर इज नो रिलेशन, देयर इज नो नंबर 400 का किसी के साथ रिलेशन कि 400 के टेबल में कोई नंबर हो जाए. देयर इज नो नंबर इन द टेबल ऑफ 400. आई सी 1600 या ऐसा कुछ, राइट? 1/4 of first principle, so 1/4 of first principle is equal to 1/5 of second principle. So यहां से if you look at this, the value of A changes now. अब यहां पर से आपका शुरू हो जाएगा लॉजिक. A becomes 4x and B becomes 5x. This used a concept which we exactly used here, interchange वाला. A हो जाएगा 4, B हो जाएगा 5. So from here we need to find out the value of 9x. है ना? So this is going to be, you need to multiply all of this. So what can we take out common? We can take out 3 common. So 4 into 6.5 is 26x. 5 into 7.5 is going to be 37.5x. Into 3 is equal to 400. And since it says approximate, so we'll be doing approximate. So this is 63.5x into 3 is 400. Okay, I have, I'll take the percentage to the other side, ठीक है? In case you guys are wondering कि मैं क्यों नहीं लिख रहा. 63.5 into 3 is going to be 190 के आसपास, है ना? So 190x is equal to 40,000. So I am saying कि अगर ये 200x होता, right? Had this been 200x, तो मेरे को ये आता 200, right? 190x, can I say the value of x is going to be a little more than 200? Now, remember, I don't need x, I need 9x. So 9x means 9 times of a little more than 200. So definitely 1800 से ज़्यादा unexpected first हो गया. You can see the difference in the time that I had to, I took in order to solve the questions of the 3 exams. ठीक है? तो ऐसे वाले क्वेश्चन जहां पेन यूज करना ही पड़े, you have to solve everything, you have to write variables, equations and everything. When should we start? Somewhere after NMAT exam is done. ठीक है? NMAT खत्म होने दो आप अक्टूबर में, मतलब आपका NMAT, ऐसे NMAT तो दिसंबर में खत्म होगा. So once you have written your first NMAT in the month of October, then you start preparing with level of difficulty 3. Another ratio का ही है, since you guys have done ratios, most of you have done it. So NMAT का question क्या है? A sum of money is divided among A, B, C, D in the ratio 3, 7, 9, 13. This is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. If the share of B is 9180 more than the share of A, so you say 9180 ज़्यादा है. Then what is the total amount with A and C together? So A and C को अगर आप देखोगे तो ये 12 है. तो A and C together should be in the table of 12, है ना? So in the table of 12 you have first option. In the table of 12 you don't have second option. In the table of 12 you don't have third option. In the table of 12 you don't have fourth option. खत्म. फर्स्ट हो गया आंसर. कैट में, कैट का क्वेश्चन अगर रेशियो का है, in a village the ratio of number of males to females is 5:4. The ratio of number of literate males to literate females is 2:3. The ratio of the number of illiterate males to illiterate females is 4:3. If 3600 males in the village are literate, then the total number of females in the village is. ठीक है? So Males we have is 5. Females we have is 4. Literate males, तो अब इसका literate and illiterate. Female में we will have literate and we will have illiterate. So literate ratio is 2x and 3x. And illiterate male is 4y and 3y. Right? So we know that the total male is 2x plus 4y, and we know that the total female is 3x plus 3y, and this ratio is given as 5:4. From here we will get the value of x:y. रेशियो निकलेगा मेरा. ठीक है, तो किस तरह का कैलकुलेशन है? थोड़ा सा आसान. 8x plus 16y is equal to 15x plus 15y. So 8x will make it 7x and this one will make it y. So y is equal to 7x. यानी कि y x को 1 रखोगे आप. So if you put x as 1, y becomes 7. So this one will becomes 4 into 7, which is 28. And this one will become 7 into 3, which is going to be 21. Total females is 24. Total males is 30, which makes sense. This is in the ratio 5:4. Anyways, हमें चाहिए भी यही था. Now the question says if 3600 males in the village are literate. So instead of 2, if you see 3600, then the total number of females in the village. तो कितना times हो गया है? This is 1800 times. 2 into 1800 is 3600. So मुझे इसका भी 1800 कर देना चाहिए. Isn't it? So this is going to be 20 into 18, which is going to be 360, and 18 into 4, which is going to give us 72. So 432. So 43200. ये हो जाएगा. टीटा क्वेश्चन है, राइट? IIFT का देखते हैं अब. A green liquid is mixed with a blue liquid in the ratio, in the proportion 4:5. So we have green and blue, right? 4:5 के ratio में they are mixed. So this is the volume we are talking about. And the mixture is sold at rupees 20 per liter at a 20% profit. Sold at 20. So what would be the cost price? When we are talking about mixture, we are talking about average cost price. Average cost price will be selling price divided by the multiplying factor of profit. ये 200/12 है, राइट? इसको अगर अपन 5 से मल्टीप्लाई कर दे तो दिस बिकम्स 100 डिवाइडेड बाय 6, विच कैन सिंप्लीफाई एंड बिकम 50/3. ठीक है, ये हमारा क्या कॉस्ट प्राइस है. यू कैन सी दैट दिस इज अ नॉन टर्मिनेटिंग रिकरिंग वैल्यू, राइट? सो आसान नहीं है कैलकुलेशन. Now, if the green one costs 4 more than the blue one, so blue का cost अगर P है तो green का cost P plus 4 है. What does the green liquid cost per liter approximately? So even options are, they are not close, but they're not that close. एक रुपए का कम से कम अंतर है, right? So we can start using the options because otherwise it's going to be difficult. What are we going to use here? Obviously alligation, right? So price is P and the volume is 5. The price is P plus 4 and the volume is 4 and the average price is 50/3. 50/3 को अपन ले लेते हैं 16.66. चलेगा ना? अब ऑप्शन, if this is going to be 16.33, sorry, this is going to be P plus 4 is going to be 16.33. Green liquid का पूछ रहे हैं ना, green is P plus 4. If this is going to be 16.33, तो ये तो और कम हो जाएगा. Doesn't make sense. तो पहला तो नहीं हो सकता. Okay, next if I take 18.88, 18.88 अगर ये है तो ये मेरा 14.88 होगा, 4 कम. 16.66 and 18.88, they are at a gap of 2.22, and 14.88 and 16.66, this is at a gap of 15.88, 16.88. So 22 कम, so 1.72. Is this in the ratio 5:4 approximately if you want to solve? So this is 0.4 into 4 and 0.4 into 5 is 2.22. So 18.88 is approximately close. Let's check for 19.22. ठीक है, मेरे को लग रहा है इससे ज़्यादा हो सकता है. So let's put 19.22. My only concern right now is not to solve, okay, but to show कि ये कितना मुश्किल होता है IIFT का. Now using allegation, 15.22 and 16.6 is there are only 0.66 apart, and this is more than 3 apart. This is definitely not in the ratio 3:4, right? तो अपना 19.22 भी नहीं हो सकता है. 17.66, if this is 17.66, 4 कम 13.66, so this is 1 less and this is 3 less. ये भी नहीं हो सकता है. So like I said, second आ रहा था. So had to confirm because the calculation was not that easy that I can figure out it's in the ratio 5:4. So I hope you guys now understood कि लेवल ऑफ डिफिकल्टी कितना अलग है. तो आपका जो स्ट्रैटेजी होना चाहिए प्रिपरेशन का वो भी बहुत स्पेसिफिक होना चाहिए. ऐसा नहीं कुछ भी किसी भी दिन उठा के पढ़ लिया. नो, you need to decide beforehand what topics you need to cover, how many questions you need to cover in a day. Whether that takes 2 hours or whether that takes 10 hours. वो खत्म नहीं कर रहे, उठ नहीं रहे. ठीक है. So in a nutshell, this is what you guys are going to do. किस month से approximately which week of which particular month, which topics you need to cover. It's about solving questions and doing the concepts. As many varieties as possible. And there is one more question that a lot of students ask. Sir, when should we start solving previous year questions? See, previous year CAT questions are the best mocks. Don't waste it right now. ठीक है. As in, sometimes you can come across couple of questions that you can't really help, right? वो तो कहीं भी आपको दिख जाएगा. ऐसे आंख बंद करके तो नहीं चल सकते, है ना? So be open to it. But if you can keep some of the mocks, some of the previous year exam papers, the actual ones, saved to solve it in the last 1 week before the exam. So आप कहीं से भी कर लो. वो CAT के कितना भी क्लोज हो जाए, CAT का तो पेपर नहीं है ना. The CAT paper is going to be where you are going to get the CAT paper, right? So solve the previous year papers if you can save some in the last 1 week before the exam. Okay, don't do it before that. Okay, कुछ कुछ कर लो, कुछ कुछ छोड़ दो. ठीक है. So that's all from my side. I hope you guys liked the video. I hope I was able to solve your doubts, whatever your concerns you had, and these are our CAT 2022 toppers: Vinayak, Sarojit, Smarth, Vidhi, and Puval. They all have scored more than 99 percentile. These all are our classroom students. Okay, so we are going to start our new batch very, very soon. If you really want to enroll, you can click on the link in the description. It's also there in the chat. You will get a tablet. You will be given more than 75 mocks. There is a reason why those many mocks are required with video solutions. You will be given more than 10,000 practice questions, booklets to solve. You'll be helped with your GDPI and VAT preparation, more than 200 recorded lectures on the app. Okay, so all of this is covered in the classroom program structure. Along with it, we obviously do the concepts and the problem solving in the class. Okay, for this there is going to be a scholarship test. Sorry, that was from before. Yeah. So on 6th of May at 7 p.m. Srinivas sir is going to take a session on MBA when, how, and when. So I've told you about the exams and the strategy. Srinivas sir is going to tell you about which colleges, which exams to write, how good your profile is, what should you do in order to improve your profile. So make sure that you attend this session. And definitely download our app. In that you have got daily quiz sections, section wise. This will help you improve your concepts a lot. Okay, there is a leaderboard. So please download the app now and start start attempting these quizzes. Okay, starting from 6th April, we are taking 500 most expected CAT questions. Okay, so make sure that you subscribe the channel and attend all the sessions, so that you save a lot of time not revising on your own. So we will bring you questions and we can solve together. Okay, and everyone, please make sure that to subscribe and like our video. You can also follow us on Instagram. You can download our app, okay, and you can join our Telegram channel, which is BYJU'S Exam Prep for MBA. I am actually trying to find out the scholarship exam का जो date है ना, वो मैं आपको बता देता हूँ. Okay, just give me a moment. So 14th of May at 11 a.m. you can attempt our scholarship test in order to enroll for classroom program. You can avail up to 90% scholarship. More than 1 crore of worth of scholarship has been provided to more than 27,000 students so far. Okay, so 14th of May, 11 a.m. Don't forget. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Take care. I'll see you again with a similar session on other topics, LRDI, and our verbal faculty will take for VRC. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.